So if you've been keeping up with modern day times in terms of diet and all the fads and things like this that go around, then you might have been asking the question about whether fasting is good or bad, or whether it's right for you. And really, there's a couple of really simple tests you can do to work out whether that is the case, because we do have some problems with people who undergo intermittent fasting or even longer fasts like water fasts and things like this. One of the biggest problems with these type of things, when you don't eat for a long period of time, is that you need to burn through stored energy in order to keep yourself at a level where your brain can still function. So there's only two fuels that the brain can use, and that is one, ketones, or two is glucose or glycogen, the equivalent stored form. So in some people, what happens when you don't consume food for a period of time, it forces the body to go into those depths and burn them and produce these things called ketones, and they mainly come from fat. In some people, though, this doesn't happen, and there's plenty of reasons why this can occur. Insulin resistance can do it, fatty acid oxidation disorders can do it. There's plenty of different reasons why this happens. If this doesn't happen and you go into long-term fasts on a regular basis, you have the potential to go into what's known as hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is actually quite a dangerous event. And it's not like we see with diabetics where you need to all of a sudden throw sugar down them or they go into a coma. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when your blood glucose levels significantly drop. And this happens with some people overnight, and it can stop them from getting a really good night's sleep as well. For a lot of people, though, when they don't do this and they go into a fast, they can't produce glucose and they can't produce ketones very effectively. So the net result is they go into survival mode. And once they enter survival mode, we start breaking down a whole lot of tissues, and we can also get to the point where the brain actually starts breaking down its own membranes to release the fats in order to produce various neurotransmitters to keep you functioning, keep you alive. So whilst fasting may be a really great idea and may help a lot of people, we need to understand that fasting is not for everybody, and if you are going hypoglycemic, it may be detrimental to you. So how can you tell if you are someone who may be at risk for this? Well, it's pretty simple, really. You get yourself a glucose monitor, just a standard diabetic monitor that has a finger prick test to it, or you know somebody that has. Just try fasting for about 5 to 6 hours in the afternoon. Don't do it first thing in the morning. There are issues in the morning with what's known as a dawn effect, so we don't want to go that way. So have your breakfast, don't eat for 5 or 6 hours. In the afternoon, do a little finger prick blood test and test yourself for your glucose levels and your ketone levels. What we should be seeing is that your ketone levels are starting to rise and your glucose levels are nice and stable at around the 4.8 to 5.1 region. If your glucose levels are dropping way down into the 3s and your ketone levels aren't coming up, well, this is a big risk for you, and you're not somebody who should be undergoing fasting at this moment in time until you get underlying health conditions checked. So please be aware that intermittent fasting is a phenomenally helpful and healthy thing to do. However, if you're someone who suffers with hypoglycemia, it can actually be quite dangerous. So you need to make sure that it's safe to do this before you go down those paths. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions with this, or you want to know more, about fatty acid oxidation, please just type it down below. I'm more than happy to help it out. Feel free to message me if you need to as well. Otherwise, I'm Trevor Cootie, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.